Welcome to day 3, you guys, of Worthy Initiative. I'm going to give everyone a minute just to get on. I have been really enjoying you guys. Hello, hello. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm sorry, I am 20 minutes late. I am on Val time today. And I have been getting such beautiful DMs, you guys, and messages. And the fact that you are diving into yourself and diving into your worth, you guys, is beautiful. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to join me. I know we're in all different places of the world. I'm just pinning a comment here. So if you have not gotten your workbook yet, please get it from the link in my bio. It is a free downloadable resource. It will keep you on track. You will get the replays of all 3 of these mini lessons that hopefully were reminders for some of you, which I know they were, and some of you, this is kind of the first time you are diving in to your worth. So I'm so excited. See, it was meant to be that I was late today. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to just dive right in. So today we're going to talk about keeping your worth. Okay, so day 1 was knowing your worth, right? Actually just saying, how am I worthy? What is it that I like about myself? What is it that I actually love about myself? And for some of us, this is going to be a process. Okay, it is not the easiest to sit down and calm the chatter in our mind and not get distracted by our fears, by our limiting beliefs, and to finally just say, what is it that I love about myself? And I want you guys, I invite you to always add to this list. This list doesn't stop, okay? Just because you did it Tuesday or you did it yesterday or whatever, continue with this list. Get a notebook, you guys. I talk about this all the time, but there is nothing like a notebook to write these ideas down. It is a great way to just recenter yourself. It's a great way to pause those non-serving thoughts and reshift them. Because remember, everything is energy and it's not easy. If you sit in your thoughts, they will continue and they will continue. So you have to be the power being in charge of your worth and write things down. And that's why I say go into your note section of your phone if you don't have your notebook. But one thing that I love is that I remember when I first did this when I first did this exercise, and it was really hard for me. It was really hard for me to think about things that I have, things that I was proud of. All I could think about was all the things I didn't have. So give yourself grace, give yourself time, but don't settle. Okay. I encourage you, step in your uncomfortable zone and start adding to that list. Revisit the list, okay? And then every day choose what it is that you are going to dive into, because it's not always easy to say, okay, I love this about myself. I love that about myself. But we need to be reminded of it. And that's why yesterday I told you about the sticky note to get your list of what you love about yourself. Write down, pick 1 or 2 every single day, pick 1 or 2 for the week, and just focus on it. Stick it on your computer, stick it on wherever you are all the time. If you're someone who drives a lot, remind yourself of all the beautiful things you are, because over time, like anything, we really do start feeling it, embodying it, and believing it. Okay. But in the beginning, it's just going to be a practice, right? Just like when we want to change any kind of shift, any kind of thing we're used to doing, it's never easy at first, but you have to just commit to it. So staying true to yourself, committing to yourself, waking up every morning and saying, okay, this is how I feel. This is what I'm thinking, but I'm going to commit to the second thought. I'm going to commit to shifting. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about shifting our worth today and being able to keep it. So you've acknowledged it. You've made your list. Okay. You are going to create your extra statements. so you can see them all the time. Okay. But now it's like, well, how do I keep it? How do I keep it up? And just like anything, okay, it takes practice. So this practice begins in the morning. Okay. So you are going to put your extra statements. So you might have a few in your car, you might have some in your office. So I want you to get a sticky notepad. Okay. I want you guys to get a sticky notepad, and I want you to put these extra statements to remind you of your power, to remind you of what's going on everywhere that you are. Okay. And then have some by your bedside. So when you are picking up your phone in the morning, they are underneath your phone and you're reminding yourself. And to keep this worthy practice happening, it just takes 5 minutes a day, and it's checking in with yourself and it's asking yourself, oh, yay. Oh, this is so exciting. Hi, you guys. So what you're going to do is underneath your phone, okay, when you're checking, when you are turning off your alarm, doing all the things, you are going to now have your extra statements underneath, and you're just going to ask yourself, okay, what is it that I need today? How am I feeling this morning? Okay. And you're going to honor that thought. You're not going to try to change it. You're not going to try to judge it. You're just going to let it sit. Okay. So if you naturally wake up anxious, okay, if you naturally wake up tired, if you're just like, I don't want to do today, those are totally natural thoughts. But it's your choice now if you want to sit in those thoughts. It's your choice now if you want to let those thoughts run your day, depending how you choose that you want to feel. So now that you've acknowledged your first thought, you're going to shift to the second thought. And it's going to be easier because you are going to have your extra statements ready to go. So on your worthy journey, just like anything, it's about preparing, it's about planning, it's about awareness. If you have now done your list, you've done your extra statements, you now need to put it into practice. And this is how you're going to keep it. This is how it's going to grow. And every season, like I talk about, it's going to be different. So depending where you are in the world, like we're going into winter, we have some crazy, odd, beautiful days happening right now, but normally we're changing the clocks. It's getting dark earlier. So I know myself. I don't judge it. I don't identify it. I just say, I know myself. So I need a little extra practice. I need a little extra love. So underneath my electronic device, I have my extra statements ready for the morning. So I have my first thought, and then I'm choosing to shift into my second thought. I'm choosing to acknowledge that I know my worth. I know how it is I want to feel because I made my list from day one, right? I made my extra statements. So my subconscious mind can't contradict it. It's just going to say, yeah, well, there's always room for growth every day. There's always room to be a little extra this today. So if you know that you are thriving in this characteristic, then every day you're going to be a little extra more of that. Okay. So you're going to proclaim these extra statements, and to keep it, you're going to do your morning shift. All right. You're going to have your initial thought. You're going to sit with it. Okay. Because it's not about waking up positive. It's not about waking up always wanting to conquer the day. It's about acknowledging what is happening, letting it pass, right? Knowing like, okay, not wanting to get out of bed today. That's fine. I'm tired. I'm going to honor that. But that doesn't change my worth. That doesn't change what I deserve. That doesn't change my abundance, if you will. So in order to get to there, we want to make it easier. We want to make it easier for our subconscious mind to get in our heads a lot less and to shift quicker. And that's where, if you've been following me, I talk about shifting, not changing, because there's nothing wrong with us. You guys, I know we're entering the holiday season, and there's going to be so much talk about, how do you want to start 2023? And as much as I'm about starting the new year a certain way, you can start in the middle of the month. You can start this afternoon. You can start this evening. Okay. You want to just commit to something small, because that is what is going to create these lifestyle and thinking habits. And you don't need a date to do it, like a new year or, because the holidays are coming. You just have to say, well, I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. I know deep down this is what I'm capable of, what I'm worthy of, and I know I want to work on alignment. And as long as you know you're working on it, that's where you give yourself the grace. And every single day, you're going to build that worth muscle, just like when we start something new, whatever kind of activity you do to move your body, those muscles are growing. right? They don't happen overnight. It doesn't happen even in a month. Usually a change when you are physically working out and changing your lifestyle that way, it takes 3 months to see physical results. So that is no different when we're talking about a mental exercise, right? 3 months from now, imagine how powerful your extra statements are going to be. You probably won't even need to have them as visible everywhere because you are going to be able to have a unsettling situation happen and you are going to be able to shift quicker. And that is the goal here. It's not about saying it's going to always go away. It's about not allowing it to stay there longer. It's about being able to shift into abundance, into an energy that you know you're worthy of. Okay. And these are things that you're going to want to do. Okay. So you have to sometimes just get to a point where you're so sick and tired of feeling the unworthy feelings. Okay. And a lot of us, I know, have been there. And we talk a lot about you have to really sometimes just be on the floor, on your knees, just being so sick and tired of feeling a certain way that is what is propelling you to finally take the time you need for yourself to design how it is you want to feel. No matter what, we're going to wake up every single day and the day is going to happen. So we have a choice. The day is going to happen to us or it's going to happen for us. It is a mindset and it's not easy. It's a choice, right? And we all have choices. And that's the beautiful thing. There's not anyone who is luckier than us or, just gets things. Everything is a choice, right? How we choose to respond, how we choose to allow things out of our control, things like that. It's all a learning experience, right? So this is just going to start you there. With this simple exercise, you guys, to keep it is going just to keep you grounded. And that is what we're going for. We are going for wanting to keep ourselves grounded. We want to just have a simple, doable tool. Sometimes we're so oversaturated with so much information to grow and do this. My goal is to give us simple practices, whether we're a business owner, because like I say, all small business owners that I work with, if you don't fully to your core believe you are worthy of a certain success, I don't care what action items you do, they're never going to fully align with the success that you truly desire until you feel that worth. And no matter where you are, you're always at the top of a mountain, which is always at the bottom of one. So these practices, I call them, are always things that are going to implement in your lifestyle, right? Just like we brush our teeth to keep our, hygiene great with our teeth, we want to keep our mental hygiene healthy, right? So this simple tool of every 4 months, every 6 months, reminding yourself, what is it that you love about yourself? Okay, what are some new statements I want to proclaim? What are some new things I want to start embodying? Because as we grow out of things and we want to grow into more. Okay, so every single morning, you guys, put this right by your bedside, right by your electronic device. Everyone has different opinions about electronic devices in your bedroom and sleeping and all this stuff. And I'm not here to tell you those benefits and everything of how to do that. So what I am going to tell you is I'm going to be realistic. And the reality is our muscle memory is to go for our phone first thing in the morning. Okay. So to acknowledge that may not be the best habit for us. Our muscle memory is to scroll, to check, to sometimes get overwhelmed. So I'm going to invite you to then have the second thought, to do the second better practice that is going to set you up for your day. So you're going to shake it off. You're going to acknowledge what just happened. And because you're setting yourself up for mental success, you're going to put your extra statements, you're going to put your list, your extra statements in your list, okay, underneath the electronic device. And for just a couple minutes before the world starts, before the day starts, even if you were active on your phone for a couple of minutes, you're going to shift and say, okay, cool. Okay, it's okay. We all reach for our phone first thing in the morning. And that is why I call it shifting, because we're going to shift to the better serving thought, the better serving practice. And we're going to release the pressure of always trying to have these perfect practices or these perfect habits in the morning, because we're all human. Now that you're aware and now that you all have experienced and know that this practice will work over time, It's up to you how you want to implement it to make it easier for you. Okay. Do you want the day to run you and your emotions to run you, or do you want to at least try to give yourself what you know you deserve, the worth you crave? Okay. And to get there, what we read affects us. You know, when you read your own handwriting of a list as to why you're worthy, and whether it be in the note section of your phone that you're going to quickly scroll to, you know, if your extra statements, you want to make them into cute graphics, fine. But I'm still a firm believer in pen to paper and old school. But whatever it is you want to do, I invite you for 5 minutes before you do anything, before you get up to brush your teeth, whatever. If it's like emergency, you have to go to the bathroom right away, whatever, stick them in your bathroom. So as you're brushing your teeth, you're reading your list as to why you love yourself, why you're amazing, all the characteristics that you offer to this world, all the things you do have. And we are going to focus on all the things you do have, all the things you are worthy of, not what is lacking. Because when we focus on what we do have, our strengths, our gifts, that is then what brings in the goals. That's what brings in the abundance. That's what brings in that just joy and contentment down the road. But we have to first remind ourselves why we are amazing, why we are worthy. And we all have different things on our list. Okay. And I go through that in the workbook. So read your list, review your 3 extra statements in the morning, set that as your intention. You know, I am extra calm. I am extra loving. I am extra lovable. Whatever they might be. Okay. And you're going to read them, your extra statements, and you're going to reread your list. And I know I sound like a broken record, but it's because we just need to sometimes conceptualize like this 5 minutes in the morning is going to trickle down your day. You're going to start to feel a sense of peace as you continue to do it. And then you know what? Revisit your list at lunchtime or on a break. And then revisit your list before you go home for the day. And then revisit your list before bedtime. And the more you do it, it's going to be a calming, recentering practice. And it literally takes 2 to 3 minutes to 5 minutes a day. Sit with it because you're worthy of it. And that is how we are going to keep our worth, you guys, is by doing this practice day in, day out, committing to it. And it's not about stopping our thoughts. No, you let the thoughts come. Okay. The thoughts come, our unworthy thoughts, the thoughts that invade our mind. You're just going to let them pass. You're not going to give them any energy. You're going to say, okay, 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 okay. And then you're literally going to say, if they can't stop, you're just going to say, okay, enough, depending how long the thoughts continue, depending where we are. And then that's where you just say enough. And then you're physically going to go to your list and you're going to choose to calm your body down through breath work. And then read your list and shift and start again. It's not about changing our thoughts. It's not always about stopping them. It's about shifting them, right? Without judgment. Because when we stay in our thoughts or we try to stop them, that also doesn't work. Do you know why? Because we're creating resistance. When we have these unserving thoughts, we have to remember we are untraining our mind for feelings of decades, right? So we have to honor that. Okay, just because I'm thinking it doesn't mean that it is a fact. Exactly. We want to observe them and just let them pass. You don't have to give them, like any energy, right? It's kind of like when we go to the store, right? And we see something that just, we're like, okay, we see it and we don't need it. We've seen it, we've acknowledged it, but there's no energy to it. So when we have these thoughts that just give us anxiety, that give us these just unsettling feelings, acknowledge it for a couple of minutes. Like I say in the morning, you have to understand where you're at but it doesn't mean that you have to stay there. And that's where I'm giving you the power, you guys. Some of us, when we acknowledge our thoughts, we let them stay with us. We give them the power and we say, well, I can't help it. And this is where I'm going to tell you, you can. It's going to be a choice. And that's why we write things down. Because when we write them, we're like, well, I'm writing this, so I'm seeing it. So therefore, this is now my new truth, not what's up here. So thank you for visiting, because you just reminded me how I don't want to feel anymore. And that's why I say, thank your unworthy thoughts. Thank them. Because if it wasn't for your unworthy thoughts and getting so sick and tired of feeling a certain way, you would have no idea how it is you want to feel. You would have no idea about how it is, the gifts you do have, because you're like, I am just like, this does not align with me anymore. I know I'm better than this. You know, it's like when we go to a concert and it's so loud, when you start putting earplugs in, you walk further away from the stage, you still hear the music, but the lyrics aren't as clear, right? It's now starts to become just in the background. And then the further you walk away with the earplugs, the quieter and quieter the music gets, right? It's the same with our thoughts. They're going to be really loud at first. And then you're going to put the earplugs in and you're still going to hear them, but you're choosing not to play with them anymore. You're choosing not to associate with them anymore. And you have to just say, okay, cool, they're going to be here for a little while, but I'm okay with that because I have my tools, my tangible tools with me, right? That's why I say we got to prepare. We prepare for snow, we prepare for rain, we prepare for weather. So if we know this is a situation that's happening with us right now, we also have to know it's not going to happen overnight. So to get to a place where it becomes more acceptable and believable, we have to start with this. And just like I said, anything, it takes time. You know, if you're giving up caffeine, for example, that is something that your body has to detox. I don't know if anyone has ever tried that, but it takes 2 or 3 weeks to like not have the headaches, to let it come out of your body. If that is a chemical reaction our body is having, what makes us think our thoughts of decades are going to stop overnight? They're not. So when we get rid of that conception that it's going to happen overnight, we release that pressure. We kind of wake up expecting to have these annoying thoughts that we know don't serve us. And it makes it easier to say, cool, thank you. And then sometimes it's like, yeah, stop. So if you need to get out of bed and be like, stop and move around, that's the other thing. Some of us need to move our bodies. So if you need to get up and move and walk to the bathroom, walk to make your coffee, walk with your list. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say try not to even have it on your phone, because our phone, whether you agree with me or not, our phone creates a subconscious anxiety. Okay. So that's why I say give yourself that 5 or 10 minutes of just taking what you prepared for to own your morning with your worth. Okay. So let me know if that helps. Those were some great questions you guys had in the chat, and I appreciate it. So let me know if that is an easier visual for you to understand, which actually is a connection into the next thing that I'm going to be talking about. So I have given you guys these practices, okay? I have given you these tools, all right, to make your list. Now it's up to you to implement it. But just like anything, if this is our first time doing it, maybe you could be like some of my clients, like Steph, who it's been a minute and sometimes we just need that accountability again. You know, I've had a trainer on and off for a decade, and I still sometimes will get a couple sessions with a trainer just to remind me. Why? Because our body changes, certain things change. We need to, our worth and what we desire changes. So we need to change with it. Okay. So with that being said, I have come up with the most easiest way without feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to watch videos or be on these lives, or, you know, I don't have time right now. Like, we're getting into this season where we want to own our worth, but we still need accountability. So I was like, how can I do this in a way that is serving to my community and serving to everyone to keep you on your game, right? Knowing you're going to have these thoughts, knowing it's going to be hard. It's great to have this conception of like, okay, cool, I can do that every day. But when we're starting, it's hard. So I don't want to just give you these tips and tools and like leave you hanging. Okay. So I created what's called the 22-day worthy challenge. Okay. And it's just going to get you started, because if you can start something for 21 days, literally 21 days, day in and day out, you haven't mastered the habit, but you've started it. Okay. And then you'll do it for another 21 days and then another 21 days. And actually after 60 days, that's kind of when a habit has really been mastered. Okay. But it's the beginning that it gets mucky. It's the beginning where you start, you're excited, and then you might fall off. So I don't want to leave you hanging. So I was like, what is the most non-invasive way? We don't have time to, watch lives all the time. We don't have time to be, interacting, but we do have a way that we want to be accountable. And that is what I'm going to give to you guys. So in this worthy challenge, is 22 days, because it's not 21, 22. I want to give you that extra support, that extra day. And it starts whenever you sign up. So the minute you sign up, it's going to be 22 days from there. Okay. So if you decide to sign up for this today, it's going to be 22 days from not tomorrow, but the next day. Okay. Because this is actually going to be open and starting on Saturday. Okay. But if you decide to sign up for this the week after, or the week after, you see this live a month from now, it's going to be 22 days from that point. Okay. And what you're going to get is you're going to get daily, quick inbox videos, quick videos in your inbox. I'm talking 3 minutes. 5 minutes, no longer. So if you are just having a moment and your list is not working and you have your phone, bring me while you brush your teeth for your quick mini lesson. And it's going to give you a opportunity to set yourself straight and set yourself with that coaching, but it's going to be right to your inbox. Okay. With it, then there's going to be, this is all going to go to your email. Okay. So every day we scroll in the morning anyway, so you might as well get in a habit of opening something that's going to benefit you. Okay. It's a worthy challenge. So you're going to get a lesson a day, but it's going to be a quick 3 to 5 minute lesson with a quick reminder, a quick takeaway to get you on track to creating worthy habits, worthy lists to remind us of that. Okay. With it, I always love resources. So it's up to you if you want to use the resource, but they're going to be very simple. They're going to be things you can screenshot. You can use them on your phone, or you can print them and use them. And then you're going to also have 3 major lessons that are going to be separate, that are going to be like exercises that are going to help you once the 22 days are over. Okay. And then finally, at the end, we're going to have a little virtual celebration. So even though this is going to be an ongoing challenge and everyone's kind of starting the 22 days on their own pace, I am going to create a community, and there's going to be community things and community things after that we are going to be able to connect together to celebrate the fact that we finished the 22 days and we're going to be continuing. So it's essentially $1 a day that you are going to say yes to yourself for 22 days. So you don't have to sign on to Facebook groups. You don't have to sign on to Zooms. Okay. But every single day you are going to get a workbook. You are going to get something sent to your email and a video. Okay. And if you can't download the workbook, I don't know what workbook you're talking about, Val, but it should be emailed to you. Once you click this link, you put your email in, it'll go to your spam because that's just how it's set up. Okay. And there's a link in there. It's a clickable link and it brings you right to the PDF for this 3-day mini lesson. Okay. But the way this worthy challenge is going to work, like I said, it's $1 a day, USA dollars. So if you live in a different country, convert 22 to whatever that conversion is to your money. Okay. So it's probably less because whatever the dollar, but $1 a day, you guys, you can't even get a coffee for $1. Like you just can't. So every day you are going to wake up, you are going to get something in your inbox and you are going to have your tools, but I am going to be there to be like, hello, hi friend, hello, knock, 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 knock. Worthy challenge. And you're going to do it 22 days, 5 minutes, 22 days. And then at the end, you're going to get 3 additional lessons to propel you forward when the 22 days is up. So non-invasive, on your own, 22 days from whenever you choose to sign up. Okay, so if you choose you want to start this 22 days next week, you want to start it this weekend, it doesn't matter. There's no FOMO. Okay, whenever you see this live, if you're like, I'm ready, and I will put the link in it's going to be on my website, it's going to be on my Instagram. When you're ready to spend $1 a day on yourself and you are like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, I need some practices, I need someone to kick me in the butt and keep me on track. Because, at the end of the day, you guys, we can have all these resources. There's a ton of free resources out there. But who is going to look you in the eye and hold you accountable? I know these videos are going to be sent to your inbox, but if you've worked with me in the past, you know that if you are part of my community, you do get personal DMs from me. You get personal text messages depending where you live. Like, it's not just that. So even though there's not going to be a Facebook community for this, because sometimes I think we're too oversaturated with technology, that's why I'm doing right to your inbox. I am going to connect with you. I'm going to make sure, how are your 21 days going? 20 days from the 21 days when it's over, I'm going to be like, hey, how's it going? Checking in, because that's the way this works. Okay. So it's called the Worthy Challenge. And I challenge you to stick to your worth for 22 days, inviting me to your inbox with quick 3 to 5 minute lessons with just a graphic that's going to be on your email. So if you read your email on your phone, you're going to be able just to screenshot that graphic, and that is going to be your reminder from the lesson for the day to keep you pure, to keep this mental growth going forward. So I'm so excited. So I hope you understand and believe that you are worth $1 a day. Okay. I know times are tough right now, you guys, but I also know what we choose to spend our money on. We choose. Okay. And I'm really excited about this. I have put a lot of time, a lot of love into it. So I hope these 3 tips were useful for you. Many of you, like I said, have been watching the playbacks and DMing me your lists. You've been DMing me your evidence. You've been doing your extra statements. Now just imagine that kind of support for 22 days, because once you're part of the challenge, DM me every single day. Like many of you know, but I will be checking in, because that is the kind of coach and person that I am. Even if there's 100 of you, right? I'm going to do it. So don't think I won't. Okay. But it's also one of those things, like I said, everything's going to be right to your inbox, right to your email, because that is one of the first things we check in the morning anyway. And I'm not here to have you change your habits all in one day. So let's be realistic with them. So if you're going to check your electronics first thing in the morning, it might as well be something that's going to benefit you while you commit to yourself. So I'm going to be putting the link. I'm going to be opening it up later. In the meantime, get your workbook on the link below, or it's in my bio still. Pop your email there and you will get more details about the Worthy Challenge. I'm so excited about this, you guys. It is going to propel you no matter where you are. Okay. And it's not just because the holidays are coming up. It's because this is the time. This is the time to do it. So I hope you commit to yourself. I hope you say yes. I hope you're like, yes, $1 a day. Remind me what it is. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to start now, because there's no time like now. There's no time like saying yes to you and your joy and reminding yourself of all the things you love about yourself as a practice to keep it up, keep that energy high, knowing that every day is still a gift, even when it's hard. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I know I was late. I know this went a little longer than usual, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now. Take care. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.